I'm going to take you back to a magical time. It's November 1999. We all think the world's going to end in a month and a half. And all of a sudden, we're watching WWE because everyone did in 99. And we all had a favorite wrestler. And there was either one of two people. There was either Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Rock. Or you loved them both. So my favorite wrestler was Mick Mankind, but everybody loves Stone Cold and Rock. And you see your favorite wrestler, Stone Cold Steve Austin, get hit by a car. Now, you can't believe your eyes because Stone Cold just got hit by a car. Who's driving the car? We don't know. What's the car doing there? We don't know. But Stone Cold just got hit by a car and he's taken away in an ambulance and he can't compete that night. Now we're thinking he'll be okay. We see wrestlers get thrown in dumpsters and the dumpsters get thrown off the ledges. We see all sorts of crazy stuff in 99. Flamethrowers and people getting their pee-pees chopped off and all sorts of crazy stuff. But Stone Cold doesn't come back the next night. Because this is a way for Stone Cold to take time off to have the next surgery he needs. So instead, we got to wait a whole year. Now let me put the stakes in the ground. I have no idea what that means. But The Rock is the big face now with Stone Cold John. Because Stone Cold was always a bigger face than The Rock. Stone Cold was always more popular than The Rock in WWE. Now in Hollywood, The Rock was the big shot. But WWE, Stone Cold was bigger. So when Stone Cold gone, The Rock is technically the big shot in WWE. So we go to about a year later. I think it's technically September when Stone Cold comes back, but it might be October. I can't quite remember. I did not do my research on this. But it's about a year later when Stone Cold returns. Because, like I said earlier, he had to have neck surgery. And he returns, and we're finally going to find out who was driving the car. And it ends up being Rikishi. Now, for those who don't know who Rikishi is, yes, he's the father of the Usos. But he was also a big-time babyface. For those who don't know who a babyface is, it's a good guy in wrestling. So, big-time babyface in the WWE at that time. He was known for dancing with Too Cool. They even danced during the 2000 Royal Rumble. So, he was known for dancing. He almost won King of the Ring in 2000 as a babyface. That ended up going to Kurt Angle, who was a heel at the time. He was a big-time babyface. He was having a main event run as a babyface, challenging for big titles. He held the Intercontinental title at a time. He was a big-time babyface. And now all of a sudden he's the guy who ran over Stone Cold. So they're turning him heel. Now Rikishi is a big man. He's a big fat guy. His finisher is technically like a shoulder breaker, pile driver type thing. It's called a Rikishi driver. But the move he's most known for was the stink face, where he rubs his butt in people's faces when they're in the corner. And everybody take it, oh, this is a horrible move. Well, Torrie Wilson later used it as a move, as a signature move. And I wanted a stink face from Torrie Wilson. I didn't want a stink face from Rikishi because his ass is huge. But yeah, that was his big signature move, was the stink face. So his finisher is technically the Rikishi driver. So now Rikishi's heel, and his explanation for running over Stone Cold was he did it for The Rock because he wanted a Samoan champion, world champion. there's a problem with this logic. The Rock had already been a multi-time world champion when Stone Cold was still in the WWE. The Rock won his first world title in the fall of 1998 when he won the Royal Rumble that year, which was a tournament for the world title. And then Mankind beat him, and then he beat Mankind, and then Mankind beat him, and then he beat Mankind. I mean, they title went back and forth there for a while, and then Stone Cold beat The Rock for it at WrestleMania 15. But then The Rock won it again. Well, it was technically in 2000 when The Rock won it again. But that was Rikishi's explanation. Rikishi wasn't going to work as a heel. So they needed a bigger name to put Rikishi up to it because the fans weren't buying Rikishi as a heel. He wasn't a good mic worker. He was good at dancing with Too Cool because Too Cool could work the mic. Rikishi wasn't a great mic worker, which is probably why he never got over. Because you've got to understand something with Rikishi, is he was in WWE in the New Generation originally. I don't remember his name, but he was a smaller guy. Well, he wasn't small because Rikishi's like 6'1" or 6'2", something like that. But he wasn't so fat. He was a Samoan guy, and he could do drop kicks and stuff like that. He wasn't a huge fat guy. He was I don't remember his name, but he was a wrestler during the New Generation, and he didn't get over because he wasn't great on the mic. And then later he came back as Rikishi, and he got over because of the stink face and because of the dancing with Too Cool. So as a heel, he's no longer dancing with Too Cool. He's still doing the stink face, but they're booing the stink face, and they're booing Rikishi, but Rikishi can't get himself over on the mic. So there's a problem. So they bring in the top heel in the company, Triple H, and they say Triple H put Rikishi up to it. This just gets Triple H as a heel over even more. Because Rikishi was not a good choice to begin with. Once again, he's not a great mic worker. They're not going to boo the stink face. The stink face is a move they've been cheering for the last couple of years. And Rikishi is just, he's a mid-carder at best. So Triple H goes over even more as a heel. And you've got to understand, Triple H, it took Triple H a while to get over as a main event heel. It was Mick Foley that pushed Triple H to that limit. Maybe if Rikishi had been pushed over that limit as a main eventer with somebody, but Rikishi wasn't great in the ring because of his size. Yeah, he could do a super kick. Yeah, he could do the stink face. But the guy's 400 pounds. He can't do these great, phenomenal matches. He can clothesline you. He can sit on you. But that's about it. So they had to bring in somebody else. And Rikishi later had to turn face again. So all this angle with Rikishi did was get Triple H over more as a heel. And Stone Cold later turned heel at WrestleMania 2001 and teamed with Triple H, which didn't make any damn sense to begin with. But the fact of Rikishi turning heel all of a sudden made no sense, especially when he did it for The Rock, who had already been a multi-time world champion. That's like saying, I'm going to eat this orange to be fat when I'm already fat. Or like me going, I'm going to eat this orange for vitamin C. I take vitamin C every day in a chewable. I don't need more vitamin C. Your body can only absorb so much vitamin C. So yeah. Next week we're going to talk about, I don't know. I was going to talk about CM Punk this week, but I don't think anyone wants to hear me rant for 20 minutes on why I don't like CM Punk. So if you do, leave it in the comments. I'll gladly rant for 20 minutes on why I don't like CM Punk. So next week, who knows what I'm going to talk about? Right, the wrestling show is back. Maybe weekly, maybe bi-weekly. Who knows? Depends on if I can think of stuff to talk about.